Ronald William Howard was born on March 1st, 1954, in Duncan, Oklahoma, into a family immersed in the entertainment world. With parents Rance Howard and Gene Spiegel, both actors, Ron was introduced to the screen before he could even speak in full sentences. By 18 months, he appeared in Frontier Woman, unknowingly stepping onto a lifelong path in Hollywood. From the outside, his life seemed untouched by the pressures of fame, yet the reality was far more complex. Growing up in a household of creativity, financial uncertainty, and constant performance expectations would shape his personal and professional identity in profound ways. Childhood between scripts and school. The Howard family moved to California in the late 1950s, where Ron's world expanded from ordinary childhood moments to the rigorous demands of show business. While other children played outdoors, he spent hours memorizing lines, attending tutoring sessions, and learning the craft under his father's guidance. Rance Howard emphasized honesty in performance, discouraging cuteness, which instilled discipline but also heightened pressure. Ron later described this period as a golden cage, safe and privileged yet isolating. Early experiences of being adored publicly while privately constrained would influence his understanding of fame, responsibility, and self-identity, leaving an imprint that followed him into adolescence and adulthood. Becoming Opie Taylor. October 3, 1960, marked the premiere of The Andy Griffith Show, transforming 6-year-old Ron into Opie Taylor, America's symbol of childhood innocence. While audiences saw a cheerful, well-behaved boy, Ron spent hours in a small room at Delu Studios, studying lines and observing sets quietly. His father's coaching stressed authenticity over charm, a lesson Ron internalized deeply. The emotional toll of embodying an icon while rarely experiencing a normal childhood became a defining aspect of his early life. Despite public acclaim, Ron was learning the hidden cost of performing under constant scrutiny, a challenge few could understand, shaping his resilience and careful navigation of fame. Schooling, amid Hollywood pressure. Even as he grew, Ron's education remained entwined with his career. Burbank classrooms alternated with tutoring sessions on studio lots, requiring him to balance academics with performance obligations. On the set of The Music Man in 1962, an 8-year-old Ron struggled with dance sequences, whispering fears to co-star Shirley Jones. Camera angles cleverly concealed his anxiety, leaving audiences unaware of the pressure behind the performance. Experiences like this reinforced his tendency to hide vulnerability behind a composed exterior. While appearing cheerful and capable, Ron carried the weight of perfectionism and responsibility, learning early that his own struggles had to remain invisible to the world. Richie Cunningham and teen stardom. In 1974, Happy Days introduced Ron to another defining role as Richie Cunningham. While beloved by millions, the character represented a sanitized version of teenage life, untouched by the complexities Ron experienced personally. The public adored Richie, but Ron felt increasingly trapped within the confines of expectation. This period heightened the tension between public persona and private reality, as the world celebrated a character that wasn't truly him. By his early 20s, the frustration of living inside scripted roles motivated him to seek a new outlet, ultimately leading him to directing. His journey toward creative autonomy began with the desire to tell stories on his own terms. The leap to directing. By 1977, at age 23, Ron Howard sought a path beyond acting and found it in directing. Roger Corman offered him a role with Grand Theft Auto, marking the beginning of a new chapter. Directing allowed him to explore storytelling with autonomy, moving away from the constraints of on-screen personas. Films like Night Shift, Splash, Cocoon, and Willow reflected his growing confidence, while demanding projects such as Apollo 13 tested his endurance and resilience. Shooting 612 zero-gravity sequences over 90 consecutive days with 18-hour shifts pushed him to the brink of collapse. These challenges revealed his work ethic and dedication, but also underscored the personal sacrifices required for cinematic achievement. The burden of absence. Despite professional triumphs, personal costs shadowed Ron's career. In 1991, he spent 6 months in Ireland filming Far and Away, leaving his wife, Cheryl, to raise their newborn twins, Jocelyn and Bryce. Upon returning, he found his children struggling to recognize him, a moment he later described as deeply shattering. This absence prompted reflection on the childhood belief that he had to constantly prove himself and never refuse a challenge. Even with conscious efforts to prevent repeat mistakes, similar pressures resurfaced during Cinderella Man in 2005. These experiences highlighted the delicate balance between ambition and family, forcing Ron to confront the emotional consequences of his professional dedication. Family struggles and reflection. Ron's personal life has been further tested by family challenges. His younger brother, Clint, shared the rare experience of growing up inside Hollywood's pressures. Clint survived a serious addiction following a 1990 ultimatum, but later faced a life-altering illness. Ron, accustomed to solving problems in his career, acknowledges the helplessness he feels in the face of his brother's condition. These struggles deepened his understanding of vulnerability and the limits of control, emphasizing the contrast between the curated successes of Hollywood and the unpredictable realities of personal life. Such moments have instilled a more profound perspective on legacy and love, reconciling success and sacrifice. As Ron entered his 70s, he began openly reflecting on his life's journey. By 2025, he admitted that he would trade awards and accolades for lost moments with his children. Despite a $200 million legacy and countless professional achievements, he recognized the silent cost of pursuing perfection in a public career. His story is not one of regret alone, but of reconciliation, understanding that success cannot fully replace human connection. These realizations highlight the emotional labor behind his accomplishments, revealing a man who has spent decades navigating the tension between personal fulfillment and public expectation. Legacy beyond the screen. Ron Howard's contributions to film and television are monumental, but his personal reflections reveal a deeper narrative. He has spent a lifetime telling stories, shaping the imaginations of audiences worldwide, yet often at the cost of living fully in the moment. His honesty about family struggles, absences, and internal pressures adds dimension to the public image of a man long perceived as unshakable. As he continues to create and reflect, and his legacy becomes not just the films he has made, but the lessons he shares about sacrifice, resilience, and the hidden costs of brilliance in the entertainment industry. Conclusion: the man behind the smile. From his first role as a toddler to his status as a celebrated director, Ron Howard's life has been marked by talent, discipline, and extraordinary resilience. Behind the familiar smile and steady voice lies a story of emotional challenge, sacrifice, and profound love for family. As he turns 71, Ron's reflections underscore a lifelong balancing act between public success and private fulfillment. His journey reminds us that even those who appear untouched by adversity carry hidden struggles. Ultimately, his story is one of enduring humanity, an inspiring reminder that behind every achievement lies a complex, deeply felt personal journey.